A night of explosions stretched across southern Russia as air defenses raced to stop a massive drone assault. As Ukrainian drones and Russian air defense missiles lit up the skies over Russia. Russia's defense ministry says 75 Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicles were intercepted overnight across multiple regions. This includes the Black Sea and the Azov Sea. According to Moscow, most drones were shot down over the Krasnodar region, with others intercepted over Oryol, Rostov, Crimea, Astrakhan, Bryansk, Kursk, Voronezh, and coastal waters. One drone strike broke through defenses in the Republic of Adygea, slamming into a high-rise apartment building and injuring 13 people, including 2 children.
Between 11 p.m. Moscow time on January 20th, 8 p.m. GMT, and 7 a.m. Moscow time on January 21st, 4 a.m. GMT, on-duty air defenses destroyed 75 fixed-wing Ukrainian UAVs, 45 over the Krasnodar region, 9 over the Oryol region, 3 each in the Rostov region and the Republic of Crimea, 2 each over the regions of Astrakhan, Bryansk, and Kursk, 1 over the Voronezh region, 7 over the Black Sea waters, and 1 over the Sea of Azov. 9 of the wounded were hospitalized, 2 were transferred to Krasnodar for treatment, and officials declared a district-level state of emergency. Authorities say there were no life-threatening injuries, but residents were evacuated as inspections began and temporary shelters were opened at a nearby resort complex. The blast damaged dozens of vehicles, burning at least 15 cars and damaging 25 more in the parking area below the building. In the Krasnodar Territory, drone debris, including a live warhead, fell near an apartment block in Efipsky, forcing evacuations for demining operations. Officials also reported damage to outbuildings in nearby villages as emergency crews secured impact sites. In the Oryol region, drone strikes damaged fuel and energy facilities, shattered windows, and disrupted electricity and water supplies in several districts. Regional authorities say power and water have since been fully restored, with no casualties reported. Investigators have opened formal inquiries into the attacks as emergency services continue operations across affected regions. The overnight strikes mark one of the widest drone engagements over Russian territory in recent months, underscoring the expanding reach of the war beyond the front lines. Meanwhile, in Ukraine, a conflict amid a conflict is slowly taking place. An anticipated rift between the country's Air Force command and the president is now visible. Earlier, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that the performance of the Air Force against the Shaheds is unsatisfactory.
The performance of the Air Force against the Shaheds is unsatisfactory. We have interceptors, significant forces are engaged, mobile fire groups, F-16s are available, but the organization of Air Force operations must be different. We reviewed this situation separately with the Minister of Defense. Conclusions will be drawn. I spoke with our delegation, Rustem Umarov, Kirilo Budanov, and David Arakhamia. They are actively working with the American side, working with European representatives on potential meetings and support packages. Air defense missiles are needed daily. Weapons are needed daily. Equipment for recovery and reserves is needed daily. If the Davos format delivers this, real results for Ukraine, Ukraine will be represented there. No one needs empty politics or talks with no results. As of this evening, more than 1 million consumers in Kyiv alone are without electricity. A significant number of buildings are without heat, more than 4,000 apartment blocks. All efforts must be directed toward easing the situation. Government officials must put forward non-linear proposals on how to protect lives and reorganize operations, how to support our people, how to support businesses.
Darkness and freezing temperatures now grip Kyiv after a new wave of Russian drone strikes. President Volodymyr Zelensky says the attacks cut electricity to 1 million consumers and left over 4,000 apartment blocks without heating. The blackout comes as Ukraine endures one of its coldest winters in years, with temperatures in Kyiv plunging to -20 degrees Celsius. Ukrainian officials say Russia has intensified aerial attacks on power infrastructure, deliberately targeting heat and running water. The strategy, Kyiv warns, is aimed at breaking civilian resilience nearly 4 years after Moscow launched its full-scale invasion in February 2022. As missiles fall, diplomacy continues behind the scenes. A Ukrainian negotiating team has arrived in the United States, seeking to keep momentum alive in US-led peace efforts. Zelensky says the delegation's key message is clear: relentless Russian strikes on civilians are actively undermining diplomacy.
Times of India videos, your daily dose of India and the world. Global news, different views, and sharp analysis.
Pressure of expectation from your fans, your supporters.
That is often served as a backdrop for several Bollywood.
You're not a brute majority anymore. If you individually take out Tehran.
Making sense of global conflicts. Tracking the new emerging world order.
Strike on Israeli military bases.
A multi-pronged.
To stay out of harm's way as Israel started bombing targets across.
Understanding changing alliances in a polarized world. Tune into TOI videos for all this and more. Click on the bell icon to subscribe and never miss an update.